And welcome back to Choice Man, everybody. How you doing, Sam?
Doing good.
Good.
A little foam in that one.
It's pretty good. I haven't had Red Bull in a while. Sam has your monster.
It's pretty good.
Good. We decided, you know what? Let's end the debate once and for all right now, which is better. Hmm. You know, it's unfortunate, but I think there's too much sentimental value attached to this for me, where I'm like, that just tastes so good. Because we had gone to
Do you want the rest of the monster? You can have
let's do it, yeah. I was like, I'll have Red Bull. Yeah, no worry. No, I'm gonna have the monster. Um, yeah, we had a camp and shoot that we had went to. It was our first one, and we that camp and shoot actually was pretty special. That I think that might be, other than like the last one, like we actually did some real drills,
right.
which was fun. But
Top 10 camp shoot. I haven't even been to 10 camp
I
shoot.
don't even know if we've had 10 camp and shoots.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, it was the best camp and shoot to date. It's a place out in Darrington that you can't even get to anymore. The road's completely washed out. I mean, you could hike across the, 45-yard wide washout. Wouldn't recommend it. You probably could, though.
I do kind of want to try that sometime. Like, go
Yeah.
back up there and.
Problem is, there's nowhere to park once you get up there.
Right.
Where the place you can park is if you could
road.
keep going. So, and they're never going to rebuild that part of the road. So that's okay. But that place was beautiful. We had some great food. I had brought Monster for everybody. I mean, so there's just the taste that's associated with that. We got to use night vision. That's the only one we ever got to use night vision at.
It's pretty awesome.
So, I mean, anyways, that was anecdotal. Not that many people care, but we do. So,
Get some night vision, people.
yeah. So welcome back. This episode is going to be about graduation. So last night, in terms of when we recorded this, and hopefully when you're seeing this last night, was our ECS graduation. So not we didn't graduate. We graduated a little while ago.
In that 2 years.
Yeah. But yeah, the class of 2026, and we were both in attendance. We both are in the alumni photo. So.
Yeah.
That's solid. But every time graduation rolls around, so we had already done another episode about graduation, and this was in 2025 for the class of 2025. And we kind of discussed, where we want to see, like, what we want to see every year at graduation. What kind of things could be improved? What do we like? What do we think is, really good about our graduation? And full disclosure, I don't think either of us listened to that episode to figure out if it was good or not. But I'm sure it was too long, so we'll try to keep this one a little bit shorter. But yeah, I thought last night was great.
Yeah.
Every year should be a little bit different because every class that's graduating is a little bit different.
Right.
And
like, because like the things that are gonna be the same are kind of just like the segments of what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Like you have a couple songs that are sung, you have the speeches that are given. Speeches are always going to be different.
Yeah.
The song's going to be different, but like just a little bit of the format. I think they did with this one. They did bounce around a little bit, which was totally fine in my opinion. I didn't even think that was really like it was clunky, but it didn't feel like a bad clunky.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, it's a graduation, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought, there is always it's an important time, so how much time do we want to spend on it? Like in terms of how long the actual evening goes, I thought it was pretty quick. Some of the songs were a little bit longer, and like when Chairman Chuck did his prayer for them, it was a song and then he prayed for them. So it was like, okay, that, and that he came up with that himself. Like that was his own idea. So I thought that was good. I think, I liked Jesse's speech. I thought that was
Yeah.
great. That um, their graduation had a lot of their class flavor, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is nothing all too exciting. They're a more chill group of people. Um, not that there's a problem with that, but like,
It just yields to different flavor of.
I mean, all four of us in our class spoke at graduation.
Yeah.
We got away with that because
There's only 4.
there's only four of us, and we asked nicely. But
And we all made it kind of short for
yeah,
each one.
but that's not typical, you know. So like our class is we were more of a push the boundaries kind of class, push the envelope, and that's actually a thing Jonathan pointed out last night, and I really like that he went through and tried to define a single trait about each one of them that was different. And he's like, in every class has a different flavor. There are classes that want to push the envelope more. There are classes that are just very rule following, and so there's obviously different flavors in all those. Our class was a lot more of how far can we push the envelope of what we could do, like what is new, what can we improve on, and that's not everybody's cup of tea. So like that's okay.
Right.
This shouldn't be everybody's cup of tea. If that was everybody's cup of tea, the world would not be an enjoyable place. Like,
Everybody's rioting. Everybody's.
yeah, I mean, and this is like when people say, yeah, if only everybody would just think like me. Well, no, you don't want everybody to think like you. It would be horrible if everybody thought like each other. So we do want to be like-minded, but that's a little bit more like vision-wise, like end goal, telos-wise, not actually like everybody should have the same thoughts, but like-mindedness is like agreeing on some things. Like that's good. So what are the things we can agree on? But yeah, I thought it was great. Shout out to a former classmate of ours. I mean, for a while she was a classmate. Like we graduated. But Haley, way to throw together a slideshow day of.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, so I guess Claire. So I had been asked if I wanted to do a slideshow, and I said no. I said next year. I'll do it next year, but I'm not doing it this year. And then she was like, okay, I'll give it to Ian. But then Ian was still working on another video, and he said, I mean, I could do it. And Layla was like, that's all right, I'll find somebody else. So she had Claire do it, and Claire did it, and the project somehow got deleted completely.
Oh, dang.
And so Haley had to do it the day of.
Wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, for how short notice it was a pretty solid slideshow. So
I was not there for the slideshow,
oh,
unfortunately, but
dang it. Well,
that does sound pretty interesting, though.
yeah, I mean,
The whole thing got deleted.
yeah, the whole project was gone, and then there wasn't enough time for her to like quickly whip that
remake
together.
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, anyways, that was exciting. Good job, Haley. And yeah, I think that class also in general is a little less outgoing, and so them singing.
Yeah.
I thought, was it good? No. Would they say it was good? No. But that is not a thing that all of them are actually super comfortable doing.
Right.
And so I applauded for getting out there and actually trying to do that. Like that takes some gut, that takes some effort. And there was totally effort. It wasn't very well executed, but that is okay. That is what Laughter as War is also good for, is being able to laugh at yourself. Like,
Right.
that was funny. And like, people are going to talk about it.
On the mic died on Silas while
Yeah.
he was playing on the piano. It's like,
I was wondering, because I was like, did he stop singing? It doesn't look like it, but
well, I just heard like
Anyway.
this pop in the mic and then just nothing. I'm
Yeah.
like, I wonder if it just like died or disconnected or something.
yeah. So it was, it's funny. Like that is the, not taking yourself too seriously. I thought they did a great job last night, not taking themselves too seriously, but also totally they're excited to be done, and that's good. Like,
Yeah.
congratulations, you got the. I was talking to Silas, and he was like, "Well, yeah, I'm done. Feels great." He's like, "Until August, because then he's going off to college, so
Oh,
he's not. It's not a very long break, but there is a break and he's moving on to the next chapter. So that's exciting. I thought the dads did a great job talking to their kids. I actually do think that is one of the best pieces that we have at the school. Now, I understand we have classes of 20, you know, making their way up through the ranks. So I don't know.
How we'll incorporate it the same way, or
Yeah, like how
make
that.
graduation earlier in the day so then they can go a little later.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if you got a class of 20, you're gonna have to start at 4,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna go to the same amount of time. So I don't know if the school is gonna be able to keep that going or not, but I really like that we have the dads have a chance for 3 to 5 minutes to say some stuff to their kids and give charges to their kids. So that generally consists of saying some nice things about them, saying the stuff you love about them, and then also telling them, all right, here's what I want for you. Here's what I want you to go out and do. Not like here's the job you need to go out and get, but like
Right.
here's the kind of mission you need to be on. Here are some principles to help get you there. And I really like that because it gives you a different perspective into the student's life and then into the family culture as well. I thought that was good. I will say, I have one complaint. And this is a complaint with families in general. Okay.
Not necessarily one person.
Yeah. Well, I guess more specifically one person, which is dads.
Oh, yeah.
If your kid doesn't, in a situation like graduation, not that this would be relevant to anything that happened last night. If your child, when they're graduating, comes up to you to give you a hug, and what they feel most comfortable doing is giving you a side hug, we have problems. As the dad, particularly, but also as a mom, so I think parents in general, you need to be a spot where your kid, even as an adult, in front of all their friends, doesn't feel embarrassed to fully embrace you. To, fully face you and bury their head into you. I mean, I was taller than my dad when I hugged him, but like I wrapped him up, so there's like you should be a place of peace and comfort for your kids. They should understand that. This should not be any, side hugging. I don't like that. I think that shows I think that's a sign that there are underlying things going on.
Because like the side hug is a very casual thing to do.
Yeah, well,
not
but it's
really-
also like the yeah, I don't really know you kind of hug. Or it's the, you're a guy and it's a girl and you're kind of friends maybe and you maybe meet. I don't know, there are people that prefer to meet people by hugging them, like if you're more family, but like I don't hug everybody the way I hug my mom and dad.
Right.
Like that would be weird. But anyways, I don't
It's
like
not
that.
like the dude hug either, where you like clap.
Yeah.
hands, boom.
And that's the thing. So, because like I think, shout out Jubal Marlat, he is a little bit more because I mean he was in the Navy, and I think some of where that comes from is from being in the Navy. It's a little bit more of like a militaristic hug, but it's very much like hey, you're a man. Like, yeah, I mean, I like that. I thought that was good, and obviously, like dads are welcome to do whatever they want, but I think particularly with daughters, they should really feel comfortable giving you a full hug. And obviously there were a couple like that, but there were also some that was like, oh, why? Why can there not be a full hug? Like it's awkward. And to me, that's a sign that there's, some kind of disconnect somewhere, which is totally fixable. Like it's not irreparable. But yeah, I was like, well, that was one thing I didn't really love about the night. Also, I will say it is difficult when you're at an event and that's when we decide to teach people a new song. That is pretty, that's tricky.
Yeah.
That was definitely like, ooh, wow. Because also, for whatever reason, it feels like every worship song that gets progressively newer, they were like, well, we've used all the same notes and progressions so many times that we have to just do things that are random. where it's like, why would you go up there? Or why would you go down there? Like, that doesn't
Right.
actually make any sense on a sound level. Um, I thought we did a pretty decent job for most of us having never sung that song,
Mhm.
but that was an experience. But I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, from the parts I was there for, um, I mean, your dad just continues to knock it out of the park with his charge, whatever speech, every year for whatever class he's doing it for.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and it's always kind of the thing. I think probably for some schools, it's kind of like we're going to hear the same thing again this year.
mhm.
It's never really the same thing.
It's never the same thing. Because whether or not he taught them a lot at all during their school career, he does try to like kind of figure out what kind of people they are,
Yeah.
kind of how they work. So he can tailor his speech to the class, which I think you kind of have to do for graduation. But I mean, it and like kind of how much I know of the class, it all fit pretty well actually. Like having the courage to go out, and all that was a good thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I mean, yeah, Mr. Star going through every single student and being like, here's kind of your trait, or here's what's best about you, or like all the little things, and then, yep, all that also made sense for each one. I don't think he got any wrong, that I can remember, or a little off in my opinion. I thought it was all great. Because also it's one of the classes where it's not like you don't. I didn't have any feelings of like, yeah, I mean, because like also I'm not like the kind of person where it's like if the class seems like they're a little off in some spots, like they shouldn't graduate, they need to continue another year or whatever to figure. Like I'm not of the opinion of like, well, okay, they've made it this far, I think it's time for them to graduate. They can work things out after they graduate. It's fine. And they didn't seem like a class that really had to, like, if need be, even just stay another year. Like they seemed like a class that, yeah, you guys should probably graduate. It's good. Continue on, carry on to the next thing.
I think 4 out of the 6 graduated summa cum laude,
Oh, really?
which I think is a GPA of 3.7 and up, something like that.
Nice. Okay.
Which is
That's not bad.
no, it's like 3.7 to 3.98. So there's a window because I think there's one more past that.
Yeah.
I think it's when you're out of 4, there's another. Well, but anyways, that's crazy. Like
Yeah.
2/3 of the class has a very high GPA.
Yeah.
Not that also,
Not that that
not
matters.
that the other people also don't like have like 2.9 GPAs. Like I'm sure that theirs are still in the threes, but potentially just a point underneath.
Right.
Because that was the thing. Like our class,
It was a range, I think.
but it
Maybe.
wasn't very high.
Yeah.
Because it was did they, because they put our GPAs next to all of our names?
I don't remember.
Or maybe somebody just told us, and then that was a running joke that we were having, that somehow I ended up with the lowest GPA, which was from literally one class from one year, I think.
Right.
Which doesn't even really make sense, because I dropped out of that class and then took it again the next year, so I'm not
Mhm.
sure how that affected me that much. Either way, it was funny, though. Like, that was...
All I remember is that Haley was told she was valedictorian. I think that's all I remember from
and that would make
like
sense.
grade statistics.
Yeah. That's fair, though. Haley could be the valedictorian.
That's fine.
No argument there. Yeah, so again, I thought the evening was good. I I think there are some things like I was thinking about. All right, if we had a class of 20,
Yeah.
and also quick shout out Carl DeArmond, the newest board member for the school, read those names excellently. I told him that in person. I said, "Hey, you read those names excellently. Good job, sir." And he was he thought that was funny, but the yeah, it was fun to have him there. And obviously, that was the first one where Jim had not presented the. Actually, that's not true. I don't think it was the first one that Jim has never done it at. I think my dad had to do it one time because Jim had a health problem or he was gone for whatever reason. But most of the time, Jim is the one who hands or who reads the names before the diplomas get handed, and Jonathan normally hands them out. Or maybe Jonathan couldn't make it.
I don't remember
My dad was up there at one point for at least one of them.
because he had to.
Yeah.
Fill it in.
So that was the first one that I remember, mostly without Jim, and I thought, there's kind of a hole there, but I thought Carl did a good job, and obviously it's not like super complicated. Like you read those
Right.
names excellently is not like that's more funny than anything.
Right.
But yeah, I thought, if we start thinking about all right, if we got 20 people who are graduating, do we start at because that's the thing when a school like a big school graduates a couple hundred people, graduation takes all day. Like it's a long affair. So it's like, do we just make the day longer and keep doing our same program, or do we cut things? So one of the things that I'm just putting this on the table as an option to go onto the chopping block. I'm not even voting for this. Okay. What if we don't have our students sing? I'm not saying we need to get rid of the singing. I am wondering though, what if we didn't?
Well,
What do we lose if we get rid of the singing?
And that's the thing, because we could get rid of the class singing, but then the actual graduating class could be the ones that just do a
Totally.
song. Because also in a group of 20,
Oh yeah, they could totally sound great.
yeah,
But what happens when you have a class like Booney where it was just her?
right, play violin.
Actually, never mind. Yeah, she had a skill. But like if it was me, I can't. It's not true. I could sing.
Let's go play golf.
Let's go play golf. Here, watch this video of me playing golf. Because music is a class that everybody is required to take at the school. But you know what? There's a lot of classes that people are required to take at the school.
Like all of them.
It's like you gotta take the classes.
Here, let's paint a picture on stage real fast.
Yeah. And is it because we're giving them one last chance to perform? How many of them want one last chance to perform? Obviously, almost in every class, you do have at least one or two probably that do want another chance to perform.
One last hurrah.
Yeah, but why? Like, whose benefit is that for?
Theirs.
The singing is for their benefit?
It's for the graduating class to be like, well, we finally did our little last thing. Hurrah. I don't know.
No.
In my opinion. I mean,
I could also totally be convinced. I'm not actually strongly opposed to it, but I do wonder that would cut a little time.
yeah.
A little time. But the thing is, I actually don't think it would cut enough time if we had 20 for all the dads to go. So I do think you'd want to start earlier. I really do think it'd be great if we could keep that alive.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep the dad speeches.
Figure out what else to cut.
I mean, it is kind of official saying the middle name of each student as they're going through. When they're handing out the diplomas, and that doesn't really take up that much more time.
No.
It's the clapping and the pictures and the
Yeah. And I think that's good. Like
That's
that happens at every
yeah.
graduation. And I still think having the slideshow is good. Even if we had 100 people, you'd have to not have as many pictures of each of them.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that's something
And
to
then you would
consider.
have to pick like 5 different songs to play during your segment of Side Slip.
Yeah.
Just gotta pick like one.
I mean, ours was very highly produced. So
Right.
we got
Right.
shout out to my father-in-law who did a very good job.
You did a really good job.
Yeah. So yeah, there's there are things to discuss in terms of what do you keep, what do you not keep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how long also do you really want to make the day? I
Right.
don't know. Um,
Just one of my favorite graduation videos online is it's like this public school where they have like tons of people graduating. And so this one kid just like, it's my graduation day, dude. I'm gonna make it special for me. And so he came, and when they called up his name to give him the diploma, you see him walk up in full like Halo armor.
oh, yeah. Yeah, as Master
And he's
Chief.
like super tall too, so it actually worked.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, that's pretty legendary. Yeah, so there's like, I don't know, discussions to be had.
Yeah.
So,
And you can't put it off for well, I mean you can't not think about it. Because you don't want to lose time. Well, you don't want to be too late when it comes to next year's thing, and figuring out what to do, because you can test things with a smaller class to see kind of how it works
yeah.
for like when a bigger class comes along. Now that doesn't mean
Yeah, we're running out of those classes though.
yeah, and that doesn't mean limiting the classes that are coming up. That doesn't mean limiting everything that they want to
In
do.
fact, I think next year is probably the last really good class to test something on
Okay.
because
big ones.
they're not very big. And then the next class I think after that isn't huge either,
Mhm.
but we're venturing into
Because
the
ninth grade is the biggest one we're gonna have so far, right?
yes,
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Well,
Which
no,
actually is
10th
now
grade.
reminding me who is
Or
in
just about 10th grade.
who's in those other grades.
Yeah. I know, because your sister's in 11th grade.
Yeah, so Hallie, Daphne, Joshua, Peter,
Um,
Maddie, Smith. Is that it?
no, there's one more. Or maybe two more.
Either way, that class is very big. They're graduating next year,
Yeah.
which that's crazy. What?
That is kind of crazy.
I still feel like, I mean, Hallie's
Some of them
basically
feel,
6 foot tall, but I still like, you're 4, so
yeah.
how is that possible?
Jane was in ninth grade this year, high school, and I was just like, wow, you're in high school now?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy,
I
actually.
think all of it's funny, like looking back at our photos. We actually just saw it on in the photo thing last night. It's a picture of us when we did our sweater ceremony.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Jonathan's praying for us, so we all are like kind of looking down. I'm like, man, we are small. And then about 9 months after that, like we were nowhere near the same size.
Right.
I do feel like our classes of 7th graders have just progressively gotten smaller, though, like size wise.
Yeah.
I feel like all
Like
these people are getting
shorter.
smaller. Well,
It was kind of funny during the alumni photo last night when somebody said, man, all the girls are the same height. I actually looked over and like, oh yeah. Every girl of every graduating class to date is like the same. Now we didn't have everybody.
yeah.
We're missing a couple. And I think Gabby is pretty tall actually.
Mm-hmm.
And Kara is taller than some girls. But like, yeah, it is like every single girl last night was the same height.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so funny.
The guys are all different.
Guys are all
Well,
different, but also all of us, I think all of us were taller. Maybe not all, but most of us were taller than
Yeah.
all the girls, and still very different heights
Yeah.
all across the board.
Well, so anyways, yeah, you guys let us know. What do you think we should cut or not cut or do for sake of graduation when we have big classes? What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments. Literally wherever. I don't care.
Pin us in a Facebook post
Yeah. Comment,
or
do whatever.
whatever.
Dad advice.
Dad advice.
Tell me I need it. Also, shout out to Gigi for saying I should beg. What does that mean? How much begging do I need to be doing? Sam,
On your knees.
Yeah. get down on your knees and tell me you love me. I love you.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull a couple pieces here.
Oh, wow.
Because you did mention the side hugging thing. So
Mm.
you need to be the kind of dad that at whatever point you could get a full hug from, or or not, well, actually no, not any or, but and
Not any or.
you need to know your kid well enough to give a good dad speech when
Mm.
she graduates.
Amen. I'm writing that down on this screen right now. I actually totally agree with that. I would tell you the same thing, so
Yeah,
that's good. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. I think this was probably shorter than that other one.
probably
Um, we've grown.
a little bit.
We're not at all. You can decide. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening. Be sure to tune in next week or for the next episode, and we'll see you next time.
Choice Men signing off.
Peace.